Stop it.
Hey, hey,
It's Fat Albert.
hey. Welcome to Keeping Up with the Kardashians. This is Nick,
This is Rob.
This is Joe.
and we welcome you to this land of adventure, this land of joy, this land of opportunity. I got nothing else. But hey, welcome to our podcast. We are currently in the middle of reviewing Battlestar Galactica. We're in the season 2 of that. Today we're reviewing Captain's Hand and the other one that's called something else.
Downloaded.
Sacrifice. No.
Downloaded.
No. Yes.
Yeah.
That sounds right. Downloaded. There we go. We got those 2 episodes to review today. We do that in the second half of the show.
So Nick can get his shit together.
Yeah, exactly. So we can figure out what we're actually doing. And in the first half, we talk about pop culture news, movies, TV shows, all that good jazz stuff. So we're going to talk about that. And
Sure.
It's going to happen.
Fine.
And we were trying to figure out exactly what to talk about. The thing is, a lot of the things we want to talk about, not all of us have seen. Like Rob's like, have you seen the Indiana Jones trailer? No.
No, well, Nick hasn't.
Yeah, I haven't. Hey, Rob, have you seen Mario Brothers movie? No. Okay. Well, Joe
But-
and Nick have.
In his defense, he said he doesn't plan on seeing it,
Yeah.
so we can talk about it.
We can talk about it. Yeah, that's fine. It's
And in your defense, I don't think you plan on seeing the Indiana Jones trailer, so
Did both of you guys see the Penguin teaser?
yes.
Hey, we got one. Oh,
I have not.
Jesus Christ, we're a shit show.
But we
You
can.
mean
can
Batman Sopranos?
Yeah.
I mean, we could just talk. It doesn't matter. It's not going to hurt me to talk about it. It's just a trailer.
It's not even a trailer; it's a teaser.
Yeah, it's a straight teaser.
Yeah, because they
It's
just
not even-
finished filming.
and they
didn't
showed like production.
Yeah, it's unfinished film.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So there's like production shots and behind this, a little bit of behind the scenes stuff.
I think with the Max announcement this week, that's why they started showing like that and officially announced Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
So I think with the change of HBO Max to just Max, that's why they released that footage.
How stupid is that? Okay, it's like Dunkin' Donuts going to Dunkin'.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Domino's Pizza going to Domino's.
Or IHOP going to the International House of Burgers. Remember when
Wasn't
they
that
did that?
wasn't that a joke,
It was
though?
a joke.
Yeah,
It was a joke.
IHOB.
But like these other companies just decades of indoctrination,
And now you're
and you're like, nah, forget all that.
Well,
like-
HBO Max was new though.
Well,
But
HBO
how
Max.
hard is it to say HBO Max?
Well, they also bringing in Discovery.
Yeah,
I know,
So
but-
now it's just called Discovery,
yeah,
right?
but where's your
No.
crickets button, Nick?
Right there.
No,
Nailed it.
Thank
but
you.
like, look, there you go.
There you go.
Who's like, where did my Discovery Plus content go? Where do I find it now?
I know.
5 people?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
just stay HBO Max. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Though I do like the Discovery Channel because Eli and I are both nerds for like astronomy stuff, and they had all these like how the universe was made and
Yeah, but you know where you can go to find that now?
Discovery.
HBO Max.
HBO Max.
Yeah.
No.
Max.
Max.
Ugh.
With
No.
2 X's.
Not just one still.
No, it should be 2.
Oh,
Should be
yeah.
3.
Yeah, it should be 3. Ooh.
Ooh. But they got rid of that stuff on there though.
Yeah. So does Skinamax, didn't they? Or is
yeah,
that even around?
like
Where is Cinemax?
it-
I don't know.
HBO, yes, Cinemax is around still, but it's just not as popular. But HBO used to have on their app, they used to have like too hot for prime time or whatever.
Yeah.
But they've gotten rid of that. I think because like kids were easily going on there.
Do you remember
Did
when
show-
do you remember when DVD menus were awesome? Like they
Yes.
were super animated and everything.
Yeah.
I thought it would be cool if when you went to that content in the app, like there was a screen and it looked like
Like
you
the
were going
curtain.
behind the curtain.
Oh, I was gonna say it would be great if you went to that screen and it was like the squiggly line TV. You know, when you didn't
Yeah.
actually get the channel.
No, but it looked
And
like
you
you
would
were
turn it on
animated
and-
going through the curtain.
Yeah, that would be pretty.
That's pretty clever. I like that.
I like that too. That's pretty good.
Now DVD menus or Blu-ray menus they're just generic.
They're
No-
generic. They used to be really
They
cool.
used to be really intricate and
See,
cool.
I'm kind of okay with it because then they would take forever to load. Like, just get to the loading so I can hit play.
Not on Blu-ray so much.
We were talking about this the other day, Leslie and Eli and I, because for some reason we were talking about Scrubs, and on the Scrubs menu they play the Superman song over and over again. I'm no Superman, and like,
Yeah.
so I would watch that when I would go to bed at night. I'd put on Scrubs, but our TV didn't have a sleep timer, so when it reached the end of the disc, it would just play that song on repeat over and over again, like a 20-second part of the song.
Yeah.
And Leslie's like, to this day, she's traumatized by it. Anytime that she hears that song, she's like, no, turn it off. Turn it off.
She turns into
So you
Batman.
traumatized your wife with Scrubs
I
too.
did. You know, she hates Scrubs with such a bitter passion.
Oh, we're
I
best
thought
friends
she
now.
liked Scrubs, but just not Zach Braff, which is I think is a weird thing she said.
Maybe that's true. Maybe she does hate Zach Braff.
But who doesn't really?
I'm
Zach
fine with him in
Braff?
that show.
I think he's fine on that
Yeah.
show. Yeah, I don't think he's that bad.
It's
So,
not like he's Ted Mosby in How I Met Your Mother. He was the worst.
Encyclopedia.
1,000 times better.
Ted is the villain on How I Met Your Mother. He's sleeping around. He's cheating on his first girlfriend. What was the first girlfriend's name at the first season? Not Veronica. I don't know. The cupcake girl. She was smoking. He should have married her all along instead of chasing Robin, who married Barney.
I mean, any one of those women that went through that show were usually
He dated
pretty
Katy
good-looking.
Perry at one point for an episode because she was the Oh Honey episode. What's her name? Laura Prepon. He dated for a while from that 70s show. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. Sarah Chalk. Oh,
Yes, sir.
and she was FINE in that one.
Becky Connor.
No. Elliot.
She'll always-
Elliot Reed.
Elliot. She'll always be Becky Connor to me.
So, anyways, speaking of things that we haven't all seen, I want to talk about Mario
Yeah.
because it is now grossed $260 million at the box office, and it's been out just 10 days at $260 million. To put this into perspective,
Well, they've been
Go to
marketing.
to put this into perspective, go to Black Adam.
No, Shazam.
That's
No,
what I was looking
Black
at.
Adam. Because we were sold a bill of goods with Black Adam. This is a success. This was a box office success. This is a great. It made like $50.
It made like $376 million.
Okay,
Shazam tanked.
so Shazam, Fury of the
Bad.
Gods,
Bad.
the not just domestic but worldwide box office for Shazam, 128 million.
Oof.
Mario
Whoa.
domestic is 260 million. Now let me look up Black Adam though, because I am curious what Black Adam ended at. Black Adam box office.
I want to say at one point it was like 56 million or something. It wasn't.
168 million in the United States, and then a worldwide total of 393. So, Shazam, you're right. Shazam was like pushed on us, and The Rock is like, this is one of the best superhero movies ever made.
Black Adam.
No,
Black Adam.
Black Adam. It was not one of the best superhero. It was kind of cheesy. I enjoyed it. I had
It
fun
was,
with it.
Like you said, it was better than all the Marvel stuff
It
recently.
was better than a lot of the Marvel stuff, but it was still cheesy. The acting was not great,
No.
but it was fine.
I'm surprised it made that much.
Are you?
I am a little bit too.
I'm surprised at the worldwide number. I guess. Being
That's The
like,
Rock. I think the rest of the world likes him more than we do.
Well, I think it's official. Shazam is done though.
It's on. You can rent it on Amazon Prime
on
already.
VOD already. Yeah, video on demand.
Yeah, that was a little rough.
So,
Well, I mean, it was a lame duck movie.
Yeah, I don't think they really marketed. Spent a lot of money on that,
well, and the first one made really good money,
and it was a really good movie.
and
the
it
first
was
one.
the second one was good though.
Yeah, I thought so.
it wasn't great, but it was good. I enjoyed it. So Mario though this made 260
They've
million.
only been marketing that our Mario movie for 40 years.
Not really. I
They played
remember
They played
They
the
played a
long game.
I remember. Well, yeah, that's yeah. And they even gave us a crappy Mario movie years ago just to make us want a good Mario movie.
That movie was excellent.
Oh my gosh, it was so bad. John Leguizamo and Bob Hoskins, garbage.
The Koopa Troopers are so bad.
So bad. So, anyways, Mario. Here's a first good thing about the Mario Brothers movie.
It's 92 minutes.
Hour and 32 minutes. Yes, it's a short movie. It's two.
Okay, we didn't really talk about it last week, did we?
I really need
No.
it to be longer.
That's my only criticism of the film.
It was too long or too
No,
short.
the pacing. So
Pacing was off. Yeah.
So the movie is 92 minutes. Awesome. That's right up my alley. Give me. I don't need more than 92 minutes of this movie.
No.
But the pacing was so fast. It just
Jump from one scene to the next.
it did,
Yeah,
and
with
it
Donkey
felt
Kong
like it
to
it
Rainbow
felt,
Road.
Not that there were plot points, but it felt like the story didn't have time to develop. It's like they're going, okay, now we got to go get now we got to go get Luigi. Now we got to go save this. And it's boom, boom, boom. At like the
It's almost like they spent too much time in the real world at first. Like
no, I
They went
think
to the real world?
they start in the real world.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
It ends in the real world. Spoilers! It ends in the real
Well, it's
world.
past our week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 10 days.
But I think they spent too much time on Rainbow Road. It was easily the longest scene in the film. They could have cut it in half.
It wasn't that great. I mean, that scene was okay.
No,
but
I know. It was stretched out. And in the context of everything else, where every scene is like 45 seconds long, when you have a 6 or 7 minute scene, yes.
I have a question about the movie
yes.
since it's outside of our week window.
Yeah.
Did they
No.
have a Mario Party?
No, they didn't have a Mario Party.
Now I really don't want to see it. I'm out.
But they did show us the origins of the blue shell, which was great. That was good. There were some really funny bits in there. The dog thing was pretty funny. The plumber dog thing. I like that at the beginning where he steps on the bone. Luigi stepped on the bone.
Oh, yeah.
There's
There's a dog.
Yeah.
Speaking of dog, speak and ye shall hear. I'm trying to think of some of the little Easter eggs at the beginning when they were at the Punch Out Cafe.
Punch Out. Yeah, a lot of those Easter eggs are fun.
Yeah, that was fun stuff. I thought it was okay. They did a bunch of Luigi Mansions thing.
That was cool.
It was. I'm trying
The
to
music. They did a lot of music.
nailed
the
the
music, like all the games that they touched on all these little games that they would reference.
you had the castle music and like they made it a symphonic thing. The Peaches song is incredible to me.
The Peaches.
Peaches,
It's Oscar.
Peaches.
It's Oscar worthy now.
You're
it's
so
it's
cool.
it's eligible for an Oscar.
And
Not that it's
in
nominated
the
for next year.
end, we're
It's eligible,
gonna
not
rule.
necessarily nominated.
Right.
Peach.
I like when they go underground.
Oh yeah. They did do that. Yeah.
Now they didn't. I think I was talking to my son. I think the only Mario game in the series that they didn't really touch on
Sunshine?
was Sunshine.
Yeah, they didn't.
But I said that when the city was flooding,
Okay.
because the whole
You're trying to get rid of the pollution in Super Mario Sunshine.
right, but aren't you trying to are you trying to like suck up the water?
Peach, you're so cool. And with my star, we're gonna rule.
Sorry.
Peach, understand. I'm gonna love you till the very
Here's the best part right here.
end. Peaches, 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 peaches.
Oh, sorry.
Jack Black was probably perfect for that role.
He was good.
He was good.
He was really good.
Honestly, I thought everybody was good. Even Chris Pratt.
You're canceled.
Oh, see, I thought his accent changed constantly throughout the movie. He flipped between like an Italian accent,
No.
Bronx accent.
See, the Italian stuff was when he didn't. It was only when
In his commercial.
In the commercial
Yeah.
when they were
The
playing
Super
up.
Mario Brothers. Yeah.
And then after that, it was a bit more subdued.
yeah.
I
Which I
thought
guess is fine, yeah.
Charlie Day was great as Luigi.
Great Luigi. Donkey Kong, Seth Rogen, perfect for the character, I thought.
Yeah.
I mean, Peaches, forgettable. Anya Taylor-Joy, but like, there's not much to Peaches. I did dig the whole Peaches floating down like Mario Brothers too.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was nice. You know, you got to reference Mario 2, man. The Shy Guys were in there from Mario 2. Yeah,
It was a love letter to every.
it was. So, what would you give it?
I would probably give it an 8.
An 8? An
Yeah.
8? So I was a 7.5.
Yeah, I thought it was really fun. I would go see it again.
Do we agree on a movie?
I think so.
This never happens. If I love a movie, you hate it, and vice versa. Oh gosh, your hands are soft.
I know.
You must lotion those bad boys a lot.
He uses lotion a lot.
I was not expecting that. It was like a baby's bottom.
Yeah. Hey, if you want to feel Joe's hand, 734-494-0980.
Take care of your hands, everybody.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
That's our next group trip.
So you were talking about? Oh, so are we good on Mario?
Yeah.
Vic's all flustered.
I think it's worth
I
seeing.
know.
I think Mario is a good movie. And
I think it's worth
I'll
seeing.
definitely watch it again. I almost went and saw it again. My family came in for Easter, and they're like, "Well, we were going to go see Mario with you," and I'm like, "I'd go see it again," but we didn't end up happening.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I saw it in the theater. I wouldn't seek it out in the theater again. But if other people were going and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna go see Mario," you
Yeah,
wanna
I'm
go?
like, "Oh yeah, I'll go.
I'll
It's a fun movie. It's good."
And once it comes to streaming, I think it's definitely worth your time.
Yeah, I'll watch it when it comes to
And
streaming,
only
but-
at only 92 minutes.
And it's very. I mean, it's very predictable,
It's
but whatever, it's fine.
It's a Mario movie.
It's a Mario
Right.
movie. You know what's going to happen, so
Yeah.
it's okay.
Does he jump on the flag like at the end of the original Mario and bring it down?
Yes.
Yeah.
There is one. There is one.
There
There's a
is-
scene where they're running to. Are they running to the city to? Is that when they're running to the city to
and they
drain
do
the city?
because they do change to like platformer modes at certain.
Oh, really?
points, and they do a really good job with it. Yeah. Toward at the end of the movie,
And it was
like
at Castle Bakery or it was like it's called like Castle. I think Castle Donuts.
Yeah.
Is the place that right by where the flag was.
Nice.
He jumps over this fence onto the flag and slides down.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. There were some movie trailers that came out this week, or the last last 10 days. You sent out the trailer for Secret Invasion.
Yes, I did.
There's also a trailer for the Marvels that came out. There was a trailer for Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think of any other.
How dare you reference that?
in those three?
No, one that you haven't seen.
Oh yeah.
Although I don't know that you've seen the other ones either.
I like the Indiana Jones trailer.
So, okay,
Give me a little bit of hope.
So this is a bit off our normal topic a little bit, but it's still a movie. Oppenheimer.
Oh
Have
my
you
gosh,
seen the
I
trailers
could
for
not
Oppenheimer?
wait.
Did
Well, it's Christopher Nolan.
They
so
put out a new
yeah.
one? A new trailer?
No.
but I've
but that's
seen
a
it.
real explosion. It's not CGI.
That's Christopher Nolan.
Yeah,
I
I know. I'm gonna go see that movie.
That
And
movie
if anyone
looks
wants
really
to go
good.
with me,
We're going to see that movie.
IMAX.
And if you
Yes.
want to go too,
That movie looks really good.
Give
Yes.
me that IMAX with Christopher Nolan.
Christopher, you think he's the best IMAX director?
Yes.
he's pretty much the only one for the most part, isn't he? I think Zack Snyder used it.
Who does the Mission Impossibles?
Oh, I don't know. Christopher McQuarrie, some of those scenes he uses it for are
Pretty
uses
damn
it
good,
perfectly.
yeah.
On the side of the plane.
You got to really know how to
On
film
the
in
Burj
IMAX.
Khalifa?
You got to know how to film in IMAX.
Yeah.
You do. It's very special. I loved how Christopher Nolan did that in The Dark Knight, where it would switch from the regular film to the IMAX.
Yeah.
And now, because that's before the technology could really do all IMAX. Now they're finally there.
Dude, I miss the Henry Ford for their IMAX. Ooh.
Ugh.
They don't. They don't. Do
The
it anymore.
perfect theater for IMAX.
It was.
It really was. Did I ever tell you my story about seeing the Dark Knight Rises there, where this was, what was it? The Dark Knight, where the shooting was in the theater in Aurora?
No, that was Dark Knight Rises.
That was Dark
Was it
Knight
Dark Knight
Rises.
Rises?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. So there was that. Yes, it was, because it was like
The tragedy surrounding Dark Knight was
Heath Ledger. Oh, okay, fair enough.
yeah, it was like opening night of the Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
This happened, right?
But people were still dressing up like Heath Ledger for
Yes.
Dark Knight Rises. Yeah.
Yes. So, anyways, I went to the Henry Ford to see it with my dad and my brother-in-law. So we're watching the movie, and in the middle of the movie, the film cuts out and the lights go completely dark, and people just start screaming
Oh, wow.
because they thought like something was happening. It just the projector overheated.
No,
and
see what
tripped
happened.
the circuit.
What actually happened was there was a villain attack and Batman saved you all.
I know, right? So people freaked out, and then there was like a 15-minute delay in the movie, and then they got it back up and running again.
Did they have anybody come down and talk to you guys, like a
No,
therapist?
they
or
just
anything?
came up over the speaker system and told us. But
Calm down, everybody. Jesus Christ, we
it's
just
not like we're gonna shoot you.
I would like to go. I'd like to actually nerd out with you guys, but it would be terrible radio about the film difference between your normal 35 millimeter at a theater back in the day before they started using all digital and versus the IMAX. But that's for another time.
like the actual film.
Yeah, because there's a lot of problems that happen in projector rooms with those, and I cannot. Never mind.
No.
So there's something called a brain wrap in film, where some reason
I'm gonna show you brain.
the film's on a platter and it feeds to another platter
Mm-hmm.
and it wraps through the brain. And sometimes that film, something would happen, whether it be static electricity, and would start wrapping around itself.
That makes sense. Okay.
And so you have 35 millimeter quality, which is a pain in the ass to deal with because you have to cut it, you have to deal through it, and it's a mess. IMAX film stock is like 4 times the size. I can only imagine how terrible something like that would be in film stock IMAX. I have nightmares.
Which is why they switched to digital, but it bankrupted.
No, because it's cheaper.
Well, it's
Yeah.
well, not to buy the equipment initially. It bankrupted a lot of movie theaters when they went digital, like the small independent chains.
Well, they have to switch over, but it's a lot cheaper for the studios and the theaters in the long run.
Do you guys ever go to the Redford Theater here in?
No.
It's in
It's been a
Detroit.
long time.
We saw
Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith there.
Yeah.
They show old movies older. They show relatively newer movies. Like they showed the first Black Panther,
Oh,
which
okay.
was 2018.
Yeah,
I think they showed that recently. But they generally show like classics and old movies, and they do like film festivals and stuff.
Yeah.
But anytime they do, if they have it, they always show the original 35 millimeter print.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Like I just took the kids to see Who Framed Roger Rabbit
Yeah.
in 35 millimeter.
That's pretty cool.
awesome. We so I had a friend staying with us last week. Her and she used to work at the theater with me, and there are little quirks in film stock that we look for when we watch movies that aren't there anymore. So they used to come reel to reel.
Like the Burns?
yeah, the burns.
Yes.
Like in Fight Club. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we still look for those, and now
They're
that it's all
not there
digital,
'cause
they're
it's all
not there
digital,
anymore.
yeah.
I would when I was watching Who Framed Roger Rabbit, I was thinking about that. I'm like, because the first I don't remember when somebody whoever pointed that out to me the first time in my life, I couldn't not notice it every time I went to the theater,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then it just went away. And it's like something I miss that.
So do I.
They're
Having-
little quirks. It's like you know as soon as you hit, because you get two. You get one, and then like probably 5 seconds later you get the second one and scene change.
Yep. So that's when they used to switch. So films used to come in 5 to 7 reels,
Mm-hmm.
and you had to put them together, and that burn mark signified when the next reel was coming over.
Yep.
So I look for it because I used to put the films together, and it was just kind of it's a nostalgia thing, and I'm like, oh man,
Yeah.
I kind of miss that. But the Penn's playing Superman right now in Plymouth.
Bam, 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 bam.
Is it only a certain day, or are they running it for a certain?
I think it's only certain days. I don't think they have runs. I think they have time frames.
Okay, because the Redford puts out a schedule. They have a schedule, like a pamphlet, and
Yeah.
so they show certain either they'll show a movie a couple days in a row if it's a bigger or more popular one, or it'll be they'll run it one day but like 2 showings.
I got to pay better attention to that, and even the Fathom events, like how we missed Top Gun in the theaters.
Yeah,
I got to pay better
I would have
attention.
loved to. I
Yeah.
know.
Those are fun events to go to. Like when they re-release the films like that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did the Mission Impossible 25th
Oh,
anniversary.
I did
Speaking
that
of that, they're bringing back Return of the Jedi for the 40th anniversary.
I'm good.
It's going to the theaters.
I'm going. I'm gonna go. And anytime Leia is on the screen, especially Slave Leia.
Star Wars, the original Star Wars movies are awesome to see in the theater. Did you go see them in '97 when they
Yeah, I
re-released them?
did. Yeah. And I was starting to go see them again when they did the 3D ones, but they only got the first one done before Disney bought it. They did the
They were like, "Please, God,
The
no
prequel
more
trilogy,
no
yeah.
more 3D Star Wars. We got to buy this so we can just put the
they got to
kibosh
stop
on this."
They released Phantom Menace in 3D. They're like, why are you doing that?
Yeah, everybody was like, "How can we get them to stop doing this?"
It wasn't actually bad, the 3D Phantom Menace, and especially the lightsaber duel between Maul and the other two.
I never got into 3D theater,
I
I never.
it always gave me headaches.
I
Now you know how we feel about you.
The only one I really enjoyed in 3D was the first Avatar.
I agree. I thought that one was I thought it was well done in 3D.
Because it was
Every other-
designed for 3D. It wasn't post-made in 3D. It
Right.
was, and now they're all done in post.
We just not do the 3D anymore.
Can we not? Like,
Yeah.
we've tried it multiple times, and it never sticks.
Remember 3D home TVs and
Oh my
curved
gosh,
TVs?
that was such a rage. Everyone was buying them, and they were so expensive, and they give you headaches when you watch them, so
Yeah.
why would you do it? Anyways, moving on to the next topic. I don't have a next topic. Do you guys have a next topic? Is there something else you really want to talk about? You're passionate about?
Did you guys watch the Secret Invasion and Marvel's trailer?
I don't care.
Fair enough.
I watched it. I watched it. I don't care. It's Marvel.
I did
don't-
not see those ones.
I like the Secret Invasion one.
I see. I like the Marvels one more than the Secret Invasion.
I like the Secret Invasion one because it feels espionage again, which I'm hopefully has just a touch of Winter Soldier in it.
Yes, that would be fine with me. I would be okay with that, but I doubt we're getting that.
Right.
I don't have faith in Marvel anymore. I've lost it. It's gone. We've talked
Isn't that
about this
funny?
multiple times. I know, right? It's
Like they at the end of Infinity War, they were on top of the mountain. They could do no wrong. And now how far they've fallen. It's just
yeah.
the quality of content is it's night
Forgettable. It's forgettable. It didn't.
and day.
used to
That's
be
a great
forgettable.
word for it. Forgettable.
Yeah, yeah. It's
There's
kind of the same thing that's happened with Star Wars content too, right? It's forgettable content.
Too much of it.
Too much.
Too much of it.
We've talked about this. Too much. Oversaturation. Stop
We-
doing it.
Can we go? I don't
This
know if
is
you
why
guys.
we only release one episode a week because
Yeah.
we don't want you guys to get sick.
Actually, we
of it.
do two.
Yeah.
One's on YouTube.
They don't have to know about that though.
yeah.
They don't have to do it.
But if you want to know about that, go to our YouTube page. You can get.
Gets
It's part of our expanded universe. We have in jokes in there that you
Yeah.
only will understand if you watch the show.
The Picard episodes get more views than our regular ones.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, it's,
Gosh, we haven't even talked about Picard, but we're going to talk about that in
that's the beauty of Jonathan Frakes. I think.
Yeah.
I think he's really the one.
Is he gonna? Did you reach out to him to try to get on the show?
I'm trying.
All right.
show meeting.
Show meeting. Hey, he's a friend of the show, Jonathan Frakes.
Yeah,
He
friend
is.
of the show, Jonathan Frakes.
Friend of the show, Jonathan Frakes. This is the one thing I wanted to talk about because I have a topic. That,
Okay, bring it on.
And it actually related back to the Mario Brothers movie.
Lay it on
but
me.
On GameSpot, they released 7 movies Nintendo should make.
Zelda.
Zelda.
Okay, so here's what they got. They got Luigi's Mansion is one of them. They have The Legend of Zelda as well.
Metroid.
Metroid. The Koopalings?
No.
Star Fox?
Star Fox would be cool.
yes.
Star Fox would be cool.
Splatoon? No.
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 Animal Crossing?
No.
No. Kid Icarus, baby. No.
Oh, wow, it's going old school.
Yeah, it is.
That's what.
Excite
that's
Bike.
what, that,
Bitches.
that's the movie.
Track and Field.
Kid Icarus is the game Mario was playing when he
Yes,
went to
he
his room.
was playing. Yeah,
What was
that's
What was the basketball game?
double
Double
dribble. Double dribble.
A drama.
Excite Bike. What else we got? We got
Ice hockey.
ice hockey.
So they made a movie about this one, but we need to go back and correct it. Double Dragon.
Yeah, they did make a Double Dragon. It was really bad.
Although that's not necessarily a Nintendo property.
No, that was because it was on Sega too.
Was it?
Yeah.
No, it was a was it Acclaim or
Yeah, it's a claim. So it wasn't a Nintendo owned property. You're right.
What was another one that I used to play a lot on the old school? Tecmo Bowl. Let's get a Tecmo Bowl movie.
I want to know the
I mean
drama.
pretty much the longest yard, isn't that Tecmo
Yeah,
Bowl?
I want,
basically?
Yeah.
I want a drama based on Technobo.
I think
But
a
really,
Zelda movie
I
would
think
be
Zelda's
so
I think
good.
Zelda's sitting there for them to make $1 billion.
easily. But
Because
they got to make sure
It's
it's
coming. It's coming to HBO Max. Actually,
Do me a favor and pull up what Dungeons and Dragons has done, box office wise, because I
it
think
had a great first weekend.
I think it did have a really good first weekend. I think it's
Well, it was
tapered off.
really highly reviewed as well. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's a big part of it. It made in the opening weekend, it made 37 million.
Oof.
Domestic 66 million.
Never mind. Hard pass.
That's good. I mean, it did not cost that much to make.
well, good. It's good for a
They've made
movie.
it. They've made their money already on it.
That's low budget for
That's huge. That's
nowadays. That's
yeah.
low. But I really I was talking to my son about this. Zelda is out there for them to make just boatloads of money. Mm-hmm. You could adapt any one of the games as a film, or you could.
Ocarina of Time. Do it.
I mean, that would be you'd make $1 zillion.
You have your stories written for you already.
That those style movies, those like fantasy fiction, those movies are very popular, and they're making a lot of them.
Yeah.
It might just be better as a series though. Zelda on HBO Max.
Why?
I don't know.
Harry Potter.
One question about the Mario movie. Going back for 1 second, was
Yeah.
it better than the Pedro Pascal skit on Saturday Night Live?
No, nothing is better than that
No.
skit. That skit was incredible. It's a me, Mario.
It was fantastic.
It was such a good skit.
Although Jack Black did say he wants Pedro Pascal to come back as Wario.
Oh my gosh,
in
he'd
Mario-
be
in
a
a
great
sequel.
Wario. Yeah. Oh, that would be incredible. I'd pay
And
some.
who was the guy that they wanted for Waluigi?
Waluigi.
Bill Hader, I think.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that would fit.
Oh, I think he could do a voice really easily.
Yeah.
Waluigi.
So they didn't do any of those characters.
We should do his Pacino voice for Waluigi.
It's pretty much the same
Yeah.
thing. Oh goodness.
But I Nintendo, I mean, they have their own studio now, so I think they're setting themselves up with the success of this movie. I think they are going to set themselves up for expanding their AAA franchises
Yeah.
into film.
Oh gosh, that's exciting though, because there's some good franchises they can
I
make.
know I would be hypocritical if I didn't say like it's kind of shitty. Like I want them, but it's like now it's just we got all this stuff over here. We don't.
This is not original property.
We don't need new ideas. We got all of this crap over here. Why don't we just turn it into movies?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm there for it.
I mean, it's fine. I've sort of backed off that a little bit because it is what it is. Like I can't change it. There's no originality anymore.
Look at that nihilism. I can't do anything about it. Everything sucks.
Yeah. But I mean, there's other what are the other? Was there a Halo movie, or is there
There's
a
a
Halo?
TV show.
That's right.
Not that good.
The Last of Us was incredible.
It was really good.
Amazing. Did
So-
you even watch it?
No. No, incredible as in like the reaction of everybody else who watched it.
It was. It was really well received.
Very well received. Mario was done like gangbusters, and
Yeah.
I think
The problem that Nintendo would run into is very similar to what happened with Lego, right? Lego had something with the Lego movie, and then they made part 2. And then they're like, here's the Ninjago movie. Here's this one. Here's this one.
well,
And
nobody
they
wanted the
oversaturated-
Ninjago movie.
No one wanted it. But they oversaturated their market. And now...
I really don't think they did. I think they just fucked up with the Ninjago movie. I think Lego movie 1 and 2 were good. Lego movie 1 was great.
Yeah, the Batman movie was good.
2 was good.
Lego Batman.
Lego Batman was very good.
I guess they've only had 4.
Yeah, and Ninjago
Lego
was the only
movie-
one that, like, who wants that? Nobody. Those are like, if you make that, send it directly to DVD.
But the Ninjago...
They made a lot directly to DVD.
I know they did.
A ton.
Ninjago...
But they weren't those style movies. They were like,
Yeah.
Yeah, Ninjago made $123 million.
It did?
Yeah. Lego Batman movie
Wow.
made 312. The original Lego movie made
$6 billion.
468 million, and Lego Movie 2 made 192.
Wow.
See? See?
So I know we've discussed this before about video games that are set up perfectly for film.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Rob and I will hammer this home until they make this movie, Metal Gear Solid.
Absolutely.
So they were making a third Lego movie called The Billion Brick Race, and they canceled it because of the poor performance of the previous 2.
What, Ninjago and Lego Movie 2?
Yep.
I think a little time off would do them well.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're like Taylor Swift. It's like all Taylor Swift. She's releasing album after album after album. She's like, I got to take a break. Then you take a little break.
She's killing it, though.
I know.
T-Swizzle is killing it.
You take a
man.
little break, then you come right back, and you're
It's
just as
me.
hot as ever.
Hi, and promise me.
Back to stuff that matters. Metal Gear Solid
I don't care.
movie.
I don't care.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Rob and I have talked about this before. It would be one of the greatest espionage films of all time if they did it properly.
It absolutely could be.
But they won't.
But they could.
They could.
They won't.
And it's
you know what?
honest, and it's probably harder
Actually,
to screw
they-
that movie up than it would be to screw another property up.
Well, because literally,
Because you can be faithful to the material.
the material is cinematic.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really have to work very hard to get it right, because Hideo Kojima already did it for you.
Yeah.
Shit, the games are cinematic. It's our cutscenes.
And if they're not going to do a film, how about a new game?
Hideo left.
Yeah, he wants no part of it. They've tried to release them, and they suck without him.
Yeah, they did like
With the
Metal
one on
Gear
PS4?
or Vengeance or something like that. It was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
What a bummer.
Yeah, great games.
Do you think he would be interested in the movie or no?
I think he'd be interested in it. I think that'd be up to Sony though.
Why?
Sony
Just
should
reach out.
Sony should partner with HBO, and there we go.
Do it. You could do it as a series too.
You absolutely
it would be-
could.
I mean, how
With
so,
all those villains, man.
So did you ever watch Jack Ryan?
Yes,
Not bad.
it's all right.
I mean,
The
it's-
first season is incredible.
It's all right.
The first season is incredible.
It's all right.
The first season is incredible.
One more time. It's all right.
You ever
The
read?
first
Did you ever
season
read any of Tom Clancy's books?
No, I was not a big.
What?
I'm not
Nick
a big. I'm
can't
not a big
read.
espionage book guy.
Oh, I love Tom Clancy.
I can't read.
I mean, that's true.
He has the Bible on tape.
That's how it was meant to be understood, though. It was
Yeah.
never meant to be read.
Did- Now, is it-
Did Jesus do the voiceover?
I was just gonna ask that. Who reads it?
Yeah.
That's a great question.
Was it Mary Magdalene?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the voice of the Borg Queen.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Rob's in love with the Borg Queen.
No, not really.
Her voice.
Love with the Borg Queen.
Gentlemen, anything else to talk about?
Yeah, Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, we got Battlestar Galactica. Okay,
Shit.
let's dive into Battlestar Galactica. We got 2 episodes to review with you today. We got The Captain's Hand and Downloaded.
Hey, got it.
All right. Captain's Hand. Hey, congratulations, Lee. You've been promoted. You're now a major. Go work on the Pegasus
Major asshole.
with this new
No Major Kira though.
with this new commander who was a former engineer who sucks at his job because former engineers are not good captains,
Peter
apparently.
McAllister.
Oh no,
Uh,
Geordie LaForge.
he was never a captain.
You have to get to captain to go to Commodore.
The Commodores were a good band. So anyways, he's on that ship, and meanwhile they lose a couple Raptors, and the commander Garner is like, we need to go rescue him, and Lee's like, it's a trap, and Starbuck's like, hey, it's a trap, you're an idiot, Commander, and he hates Starbucks, so he basically kicks her off the bridge and ignores the orders and goes after the Raptors anyways. When they go after the Raptors, oh, of course, it's a Cylon trap. And they're getting their butts kicked, and all the Raptors go out and they're holding their own. And the Commander Garner is like, we're going to die if I don't go fix this. So he goes down and dies an engineer's death and saves the Pegasus. And it results in Lee being officially promoted to commander of the Battlestar Pegasus. So Lee's got a new job. Meanwhile, a woman shows up on the Galactica pregnant, and she wants to have an abortion. The problem is she's from Geminon, and they're super religious, and they don't allow that to happen. And she's also a teenager. So there's this big debate that Laura has, like, can we do this or not? Like, I fought my whole career to ban abortion, or to...
For women's rights. For women's rights.
I fought my whole career for the rights of women, but we're also, like, going extinct as a human race. If I don't do something about this, things are going to be bad. So she officially passes a decree banning abortion. And when she does, Baltar steps forward and says, this bitch don't know what she doing. I want to run the colonies now.
Boss move.
Boss move. Boss move. And
That's some great timing.
How did she not punch him?
And the woman,
She just walks
she
off.
just walks off, right? Doesn't want to give him any more. So, and then the woman from Geminon comes in all pissed off, like, hey, you didn't do enough because that girl got an abortion before. You got an abortion. What the heck? And she's like, well, that was before I passed the decree, which is a total boss move by Rosalind, actually. So it's a way she gets a little bit of a victory. And that is about it.
Yeah, in a nutshell.
Oh, and they have a new, and she has a replacement for the name that I shall not say. Rosalind does.
You mean Billy?
Oh, you gotta wait until I'm ready. I wasn't ready.
You're not ready.
Oh, Billy.
Yeah, so she has. She has a replacement for him.
Children, I love it. For Billy?
Oh, Billy.
Yeah. Okay. So
I think that's Jim Carrey's most underrated movie.
the cable guy.
By far.
Yeah.
It was hated when it came
It
out
was.
though, because
God.
it was so dark,
Yeah.
and he had done the zany comedy.
Yeah.
I think now it would be much more appreciated.
I think now
So
it is.
good.
Yeah.
It's so good. All right, let's talk John Hurd, please.
Yeah,
Can they cast this guy where he doesn't lose something?
where he's not incompetent.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
always.
he loses his kids all the time.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Now he's losing Raptors. He can't command a ship. He can't command a household.
it's really unfortunate. He's kind of a letdown,
Typecast.
He is such a bum.
but he's good in this role though. I thought he was.
I thought he was a complete bum.
Yeah, I agree with
Well,
Joe.
he didn't deserve to be the commander. Obviously.
No, not at
Obviously
all.
not.
And
but
Adama
like,
admits it.
He's the best they have. Well, that doesn't speak well for everybody else in that ship.
I saw everybody else in every scene he was in was more
Was more
better than him.
qualified.
Everybody in
than,
that bridge was more qualified.
Like
Ty was more qualified.
But I think they're looking. He's looking for Adama was looking for some stability, right? They've now gone through 2 commanders in the span of weeks, and now it's the 3rd commander, and they've all been from
Well,
Pegasus. So which makes sense why Lee is the next one. Now
It's been a month, I think, because I'm pretty
yeah,
sure.
they did flash forward a little bit. Yeah.
Well, no. Lee says it's been a month
Since he got
since
shot.
he got shot.
Oh yeah, because he's sleeping with D now.
Yeah,
Yep.
he is.
They're hitting that.
Which
Is D getting the D redundant?
Huh?
Is D getting the D redundant?
D's getting the D from Lee.
My hatred for D is just entrenched.
Why? Why? Tell me about your hate
It's
for
the
her.
back and forth.
Back
Like
and
she
forth
played,
what?
she played Billy. She played Lee.
Oh, it's back and forth, all right.
It's
She cried for
she's
him.
responsible for his death.
Okay. She is kind of responsible.
She's
for his
irritating.
death. She's lost, man. She doesn't know what she
She's
wants.
irritating.
Oh no, she knows what she's doing. It's
But
the D.
but
With the D.
she's not as irritating as Starbuck.
Oh my! Who's just a complete and total train wreck now.
Oh, I thought I was annoyed with her last week.
She's even
Until
worse this week.
She's even worse in this
like, what
episode.
is she trying to do with this? This is her new, because she's the CAG on the Pegasus now, right? That's what we're led to assume.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
Lee's the CAG on
Galactica.
Galactica,
Yep.
and she's just terrible at her job. She's
Yeah.
not good. She doesn't know how to find the fighters. Like Lee comes in there because she's sitting there bad mouthing the commander instead of doing her freaking job.
And the scene where it's her and Lee going back and forth.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, just the disdain on her. I was so irritated with the looks that she was giving.
Yeah, like she
Her
like
self-righteousness almost.
Yes.
Yeah, like
yes.
she has a right for it. It's like you've proven over the last couple of months you don't know what you're doing anymore.
She nearly killed him.
Yeah. Yeah, she literally shot him. Friendly fire. Friendly fire is when you do it accidentally. That was she aimed for him.
She was like, no,
And
boom.
then-
Yeah.
boom. Gosh. After trying to bang him.
Maybe
the worst part.
He denied her, so she was mad.
Hanging out with D too much.
Yeah.
Gosh, Starbuck. Yeah.
She
But-
irritating me.
Well, and then just
To
like
no end.
the way she talks to Garner, like it's one thing for her to talk that way to Ty because Ty is a drunk and it's totally incapable. Garner may not be a good commander, but he at least tries to do it the right way.
Well, and Ty knows her, so he knows the quality of her, what she can be.
Right.
The new guy doesn't know that.
They don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's just a train wreck and she's just terrible at her job. It doesn't seem like her own crew really even respects her, right? Except for if she's making fun of Garner with them.
Right.
That's the only time
Right.
she respects them.
Oh, they didn't respect her. They just were amused by her.
Or they didn't respect her though because Garner said that she wasn't able to know anything that was going on in their ship,
Well, plus one
which
of the,
is really
Well, they were keeping the information from her.
yeah.
yeah they were because she's like, why didn't anyone tell me?
No, that's what I said. They were keeping the information
yeah,
from her.
yeah, they were like.
Well,
'cause
plus
it
when
was
she was-
Garner's
She's not
order,
she's not one of them.
which is the problem with Pegasus, right? All along, it's us versus the world, and
Well, plus she was
Pegasus versus everybody.
getting along with her crewmates, making fun of the commander. And what's one of them do? Immediately tells them.
immediately goes back to the commander. Yeah, exactly.
You're never one of them.
Rookie move.
You're
Never-
never one of them. Yeah.
She gets played time after time.
That's the thing with this Pegasus crew. We talked about that. Are they too infected? Are they too lost now because of the
Are
commander?
you coming
Oh.
around to our side now? That
I might be. Admiral Kane might have poisoned them too much, right? I forgot about some
Cult.
of this. Like, you know, like the last one with Fisk, like being so involved in the black market stuff, which I could totally see Kane being okay with that too, honestly.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the ends justify the means. And now here's another crappy commander. Like, you don't tell, it's your CAG who's responsible for your lives, but don't give her all the information because we don't trust her. Come on, bro. Then choose a different CAG. Though that must have been ordered from Adama.
Probably.
yeah.
Well, wait.
but that doesn't make sense because he doesn't follow Adama's orders anyway.
No, didn't.
Yeah, he's supposed. Oh, yeah, because he goes off on
He
his
goes
own.
off and gets them off.
I'm
Well,
gonna
what's
go
her face?
rescue my men.
Admiral Kane made her the first officer at one point.
Starbuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that was all. I think that was all negated,
Undone.
undone.
Oh yeah, when like she had the
Remember,
conversation.
because the
with
one
her?
guy's like, I want my first officer to be instinctual and all this other stuff. And apparently that's not him, but that's you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back when Starbuck was relatively tolerable.
Yeah, back before she had completely lost her crap. Like, what is it? What's done it in for her? Is it just...
Well, if they're leading you to believe it,
It's the death of that guy.
It's the guy on Caprica,
It's, okay, her just
which is pretty extreme.
constantly distracted by him?
Which is pretty extreme. How long has it been since she's been on Caprica?
Not that long, right? Couple months?
Yeah.
And she was on Caprica for about a month. So she was there for a month. I mean, that's kind of the thing with the timeline. It's hard to gauge.
Now is
'cause
not the time to talk about time. We don't have the time.
we don't have the time.
All right.
She's
So-
into him. So we have a trap set by the Cylons, as always.
Yeah.
'Cause the Cylons aren't idiots. And,
But John Hurt is.
John
Yeah.
Hurt is an idiot.
The
And
do you think the Cylons saw Home Alone and were like, we can get this guy?
He leaves his child at home. We got him.
multiple times. John Hurt just died too, didn't he?
Recently, yes.
Yeah.
Diabetes.
R.I.P.
Probably.
Yeah, he did just die. So they get attacked, and his first instinct is not to defend his ship. It's to, our ship is getting the crap kicked out of it. I have to go down there because no one else knows what they're doing. And all he does is literally turn a knob.
I know.
That's all he does.
Well, he turned 3.
Well, he diagnosed it, didn't he? Didn't
Yeah,
get
he
down
said
there?
this
He went
is your
down-
problem.
Yeah.
And everyone ran out because they were all scared. And
Yeah. So he
Which-
had to go down there and diagnose it.
Which to me I thought was his best scene, not because it was him being heroic, but it was like, yeah, this is what you should have been doing. This is your role. Know your role.
Well, this
like
is
The Rock says, know your role and shut your mouth.
well, this is kind of the argument, right, between him. It's like you what did he call the Viper pilots? He had a name for them.
Oh, not Spinner.
Gosh, what was the word he used for them? I wish I could find it. Because there was a word for them and then a
Yeah.
word for the engineers as well. They each had their own words. I'm not sure what it was, but like his whole argument was like, you guys play it fast and loose, and because of that, people die. Which is kind of funny because he played it fast and loose by ignoring the orders of Adama
He did.
and going out anyways and not having a plan. Like his whole argument all along was you need to have plans, you need to have structure, you need to do this, and then he completely ignores it and then gets them almost killed.
But again, it's that's how they do it on Pegasus.
Right.
It's we know best for our ship, no matter who says what.
Yeah. Well, and it's kind of funny though because like his whole argument was you people make it up as you go and you need to have the plans, right? Well, this shows why Viper pilots are good commanders because they can make it up as they go. Once things deviate from what he expected, he has no clue what to do.
Stinger was the name for the engineering.
The Stingers. Okay. Yeah. I kind of like the names that they have for those. I don't understand them, but they're very different. So it's not like a grease.
Does anybody
monkey.
really understand nicknames?
No. There's no logic behind them. Like how Peg is a nickname for Margaret. Please explain that to me.
Didn't we do this bit already?
We did.
think
We
so.
did. So
We're out of material, Rob. We're,
out of material.
recycling bits.
we haven't even talked about the other storyline.
Yeah, because that one's a bit more involved.
Yeah, that was, gosh.
We've
We've talked a lot about abortion
I
on
know.
this because of this show. I forgot all about these storylines. Holy crap. Should we dive?
Do we preface this in saying that we're not qualified to talk about this topic?
It looks like I have a womb, to be honest with you. I got a little bit of a belly. I'm about 4 months pregnant.
You got that donut,
I
baby.
got that donut baby. It's
Could
pretty
have one
awesome.
later.
Oh, well, let's hold on. Before we jump into that, Apollo is now the commander of the Pegasus. Are we okay with that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's a
'Cause
fucking
they have
shit.
no clue what
it's
they're
a
doing.
shit show.
But he doesn't make Ty.
They're putting
He doesn't
worse
make
and worse.
Gata. He doesn't make Lee. He makes Apollo.
So here's the thing. So who was the commander of the Pegasus when it was
Fisk.
no, before
Kane.
the woman
Kane.
Kane. Okay.
Yeah.
We all thought she was just the worst, right?
Yeah.
They've gotten worse every single time from her.
Progress. Well, and that kind of backs up what Starbucks said. We were safer with her than we are without her.
So
She was right.
if they're getting worse from there, You put somebody there you can trust.
Yeah, the way I interpret the CAG is like the third in command of the
You think so?
Battlestar, right?
I guess that makes sense
So,
because
and
you're commanding
really
the air
gonna put
groups.
Ty in charge of it.
No, because you know he's awful.
Yeah.
He's already been in charge of Galactica and screwed it up.
Yeah, yeah.
Within, I mean, there
Kind
was-
of killed some innocent
how long
people.
did he have? How long did he have it? Like
But
A couple days. Yeah.
And he's like, I don't. When he came back, he's like, here's the thing.
How could we
basically
screw this up?
the ship is on fire.
well,
and
here's the question
we're
though.
in civil war.
When Ty was running the Battlestar, it's more of the Battlestar itself, Galactica itself, is almost a political position as well because of how you have to deal with it, the public that you have there, as well as the president and all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Would he be a better commander on a ship following commands from the parent ship?
Knowing that
Lee
he
or
has
Ty?
Ty.
knowing
No.
that Adama has the final order. On
No.
it.
Yes.
I don't think he would. I think it would.
Ty
still
needs
get
to be in a position where he confers about decisions
Yes.
rather than makes them.
Yeah, I agree
But
with
he's
it. I'm
really
saying-
good at having the conversations, but he's not good
Mm-hmm.
at making them on his own or the decisions on his own.
Yes, and I think Rob's point was orders would essentially be being given to him,
Right.
so he would just be following them.
Yeah.
But that's only like major stuff. When it comes down to like day to day, like he's still got to run that ship. It's going to run it into the ground. We've already seen him do it. I mean, no, I don't want. He should be retired to his quarters until needed.
Should be Adama's lapdog.
And you got to think about his wife too.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
because then she's going over to Pegasus and she's going to assume
Some power,
some
yeah.
sort of power.
She's going to run the black market.
Yeah,
Right,
she's gonna
whether
take
it's
all the power.
whether it's power that's actually given to her or power that she perceives that she has just because of her status. I
Well,
wouldn't
she's
want.
going to sleep with all of his bridge officers.
And you on Pegasus, they'd run train on that woman.
That should have been the saxophone right there.
I
that out.
don't
I don't-
like without purpose.
She does though.
Yes, she does.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Is it a day
So-
that ends in Y? Let's go.
So yeah, no, keep her where you can.
Do you think like the old man is aware of her cancer tendencies as much as she actually is, or is it just an annoyance to him?
I think he's
I think
aware.
they know.
I think he's.
Do you does he think does he realize that she's a puppeteer
I don't
And
think
that she's capable of killing
I
other
think he-
people. And
and can
I think
completely
he-
join Ty?
I think he understands that she's capable of that. I don't think he knows that she's actually engaging in it. You know what I mean?
I
Yeah.
think we've shown that Adama, his major weak spot is in relationships, right? Is in like we've seen him put wrong people in charge before. He did that with the CAG when Lee was gone, a bad commander there. He doesn't read people as well as we've been led to believe. He's not a good read.
Right. He's a tactician.
Yeah, exactly. He's really good at that part,
Mm-hmm.
but people he struggles with, which is why him and Lee had a broken relationship for all those years.
In his defense, though, people suck.
People do suck.
Agree.
Speaking of sucking,
Joe?
Huh?
we have a that's a bad transition. Never mind.
Good Lord. Oh, God.
The potential of abortion here
Oh,
it comes
God.
out into play.
That was terrible.
That's bad. Are you like vacuuming out the baby now?
I
or-
know, I guess so. That's not what I meant, but like
Mm.
I was.
Terrible.
Speaking of sucking, Rosalind has to make a decision that sucks, right?
That's better.
That's really what I was
Yes.
going to go
That's
with.
so much better.
That's really what I wanted to go
All right,
with.
take two.
No.
Ready?
Speaking of sucking, Rosalind has to make a decision that has to suck, where she has to decide whether to ban abortion. So we initially have the conversation with her and Tori because Tori is now her new
aid.
aide after.
Billy.
And she was looking at a picture of Billy and mourning
she
his
was.
death.
Yeah.
She looked like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did. So she's got her new aide, Tori, which is basically saying, hey, look, all your polls are great. You're going to run away with the presidency. You got this. You got this wrapped up. The religious people love you because of what you've done. The military loves you. You're in perfect shape. That was my watch.
Okay.
And then they're like, hey, you remember how things were totally fine? Here's a issue. Pregnant Gemini lady wants an abortion. What you gonna do about it?
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do? What you gonna do? And she says, I spent my whole career fighting this. My whole career has been for women's rights. And now I'm throwing that all away. And they're like, but look at that number. Like, there's 49,000 people. You said we have to start
it
making
hasn't gone
babies.
up, yeah.
That number's not going to go up on its own. We got to start making babies. So
She's like, right, have the abortion now.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So she makes the decision.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Now.
I kind of dug that scene though, where she was announcing that. Like, she really struggled through that announcement. I think Mary McDonnell's a great actress.
I think she's done a really good job
she
with this.
really.
She really has.
And then here's Miss President, if I may. Baltar steps forward.
Baltar, the always the scumbag.
Always looking out for himself, sees the opportunity.
Six in the background, just like,
yeah, but like he's ripping on the Cylons, like the Cylons take away choice. The Cylons do that.
yeah, but that's a play.
Yeah, that's a
He
play.
doesn't
But
believe-
like her face was pretty good at like she's like, oh. But yeah, ultimately now he's running for president and he's a dirtbag and he sucks.
But
And he'll win based on that.
well,
I don't think he does.
He's
Rosalind know that he is a Cylon. What is it? A sympathizer.
Nothing's really come of that.
no,
No, but she's kept it in her pocket.
Yeah.
She had the vision and she hasn't done anything with it.
yeah, not.
But we do know that she knows that, or she's seen a vision.
See,
of it.
my
Or she's
thought-
seen him with one.
My thought is though that vision came to her because she was so wrapped, like so heavy into the drugs, and then now when she's kind of come out of that state, she's kind of forgot about it.
It's a possibility.
Like she was
Looks like a dream
lucid in
state.
that moment,
Yeah.
and now it's gone. Like that's the way I've assumed it.
Okay, let's assume that. Then let's go back to when she thought he was a Cylon agent and didn't trust him.
And she still doesn't.
She
trust
still doesn't trust him. And can we please bring up these red flags now that he's going to go on he's going to campaign for the presidency?
Yeah, we don't do that.
What a well done thing by him, though, on his role of being like supporting her initially in the
Well,
abortion.
pushing
ban.
it, yeah, because in 18
Like,
years we won't have any.
Yeah,
babies.
all the kids were going to be extinct, and then all of a sudden turning on her at the last minute. Like, well played, well played.
Them's politics.
That's
That's politics.
and he nailed it. He did a good job at that. He's a scumbag.
Absolutely.
Which means he'll make a perfect politician.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Are we just avoiding the topic of discussion?
I know. I mean,
It's
like,
a
I
really
feel like-
difficult. So
Yeah.
so basically the question is, what do you do if you're Rosalind? You need this baby, or you need many babies to continue to grow the race, the human race, to survive, to build back what the Cylons are trying to tear down, right?
Yeah.
But in order to do that, you need to infringe on some very important human rights.
Well, and let's also keep in mind that it sounds like Geminon is the only colony that outlaws it.
so then,
That's what it
so then
sounds
Because
like.
they're
but-
the super religious colony.
Yeah, but I don't know if they went outside of that to say that's how everybody feels, or the
Maybe.
majority of
But
people
let's
feel.
say you have 50,000 people.
wait,
Let's say 10,000.
isn't it weird that it's super religious, but they're religious, so they want the abortion, right?
They're religious, so they don't
they
want
didn't
it.
want it.
Life is
Oh,
sacred.
yeah.
you
Okay, I'm
can't-
thinking.
yeah.
Yeah, so they didn't want it. So let's say you have 50,000 people left. Maybe 10,000 of them are in favor of are pro-life people. So do you override those 40,000, the will of the 40,000 for those 10,000, or do you just say for those 10,000 then make it illegal for yourselves?
See, I don't even think that's her argument. I think her argument
I
again
know.
is repopulating the human race.
Yeah, I think that's her.
That's her dilemma.
But like, so Gaius is giving her this argument, right? We're going to be extinct. That didn't factor in abortion. That just said that this is going to happen no matter what. So what does it matter?
No, he said if we go at the pace we are.
Okay.
So the pace that they are none.
Yeah. Yeah. Net
Are we
gain is-
under the impression that nobody's given birth in these?
I think that's what they implied this episode.
Well, it's
Except
only
for
been like 6 months. We haven't been.
There hasn't
that
been-
is a historical anomaly if nobody's given birth in 6 months.
especially with how lonely.
I think they've been giving birth, but people have been dying as kids are born too.
Yeah,
so,
it's just a wash.
yeah.
How many Viper pilots?
It's kinda like what's
Viper
happening-
pilots have they lost?
That's true.
It's kind of what like happening right now in
And
these
those
developed countries like Japan right now, they're experiencing record population loss because the people aren't having kids like they used to as the population ages and dies. So and that's what's starting to happen in the United States. So where it used to be like you had 5 kids, now people are having 1 or 2.
Good.
Yeah, but there's like a gazillion people in Southeast Asia.
I know.
A gazillion.
I think
one.
they can afford to maybe curb it back a little bit.
Yeah, but who's going to pay for all those retirees?
Hey, that's their problem.
That's their problem. Yeah, exactly. You should have planned better.
Yeah. We have our own Social Security problem in this country.
All this is to say, I don't know what I think this is a damned if you do, damned if you don't.
It
decision
absolutely
for
is.
Rosalind. This is politics too. You're going to piss people off no matter what. And I think the way she did it was perfect. She still stuck. She had to compromise her values, but she still provided the protection for that girl. She gave her whatchamacallit on Galactica asylum, and still granted her abortion. So she played it both ways, but she still. What'd she say to her? You have your pound of flesh.
Yes.
Which I loved that. You have your pound of flesh, now leave, kind of a thing.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. Which sucks because she still lost the vote of the Geminids. She's not going to get their vote now.
No, there's no chance.
Yeah, she lost their vote. Now they're going to be.
Yeah, but how many are there?
I don't know, enough to
put a dent in things.
To be influential.
But if we're led to believe that she was that far ahead in the polls, the numbers were just way in her favor in the beginning, right?
There's got to be a way.
She could probably afford.
She can lose.
Here or there.
She can lose the religious people. And would Gaius really take that many based off that statement, knowing that he's a man of science, doesn't even believe in God, anyways? But then again, we had a whole bunch of religious people vote for a man who didn't believe in God just recently.
Yeah, there's got to be that ship where they're like, yeah, he's talking about a woman. Yeah, there's got to be like the
Pegasus.
What's that racing league? And
NASCAR?
NASCAR. Look at me, that ship out there. We're like, yeah, he's standing up to a woman.
Yeah, it's called the Pegasus.
Yeah,
make the fleet great again.
Their commander was a woman.
Yeah, but
make Adama great again. MAGA.
Oh God.
Ban abortion. Make Adama great again.
I'm gonna actually take that.
MAGA make abortion great again.
I mean, I suppose that's Rosalind's argument.
She should campaign on that.
She should campaign on that. It is pretty funny though. Like, if you spent your whole career fighting, so I'm looking at it from this perspective, right?
She's a Secretary of Education. What is she fighting for?
So I am a pro-life guy, right? But I also believe it's not my choice. Mm-hmm. So technically that makes me pro-choice, right? I'm not going to legislate it personally. But let's say I'm in Rosalind's shoes. I absolutely see this decision and I support it. Like, you're talking about the extinction of your race.
That's the
We don't have the luxury of giving people some choices, right? We don't have that anymore. Mm-hmm. You have to have babies.
Basically you're asking what's the greater good.
Right. And it's like, well, are we worth living if we're forcing people? Well, come on. We'll let their grandchildren decide that later on down the road. But that's not, I support Rosalind entirely in this decision, especially because it was such a difficult decision for her. It'd be one thing if
allegedly.
She'd be like, yep.
Allegedly it was a difficult decision. She might have been playing everybody. Mm-hmm. Kidding.
How easy is it going to be for her to run against Baltar? It should be easy.
He's got everybody duped.
But he doesn't have everyone duped. He's such a house of cards. Nobody has pressed this.
He knows how to play.
Nobody
but he's also banging the press. So they're going to do him in a favorable light.
Yeah, he's playing the game really well now.
And what is politics? We elect people who play the game. That's our problem.
I know, but he is a house.
Hey,
once pressed.
Hold on. Trump won.
Nobody pressed him though.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did. But he just called names and bullied, and it worked.
Who do you think really pressed him?
Well, no one presses any of these
we
candidates.
had evidence come out that he's talking about grabbing woman by the brr, and then also that he
what's a brr?
You know what I mean? And then he paid hush money to a porn star, and people are still like, he's a godly man. This was before.
That's not pressing him.
I think it is.
I don't think it is.
What would be pressing him in your mind then, I guess? Maybe I'm
holding
misunderstanding.
him accountable.
They're held him accountable. He says, I don't care what you think. And they supported him. I'm not electing him to be a good man. I'm electing him to be a good president.
I don't know.
I don't think press as much as they should.
No.
I don't think they're allowed to. I think they go into press conferences and debates now with rules they have to follow.
Well, I think now going back to what you're saying is
It's
when,
like press
when you
conferences with
press
athletes.
when you press one, that means you're biased now. It's like, oh, you're CNN or you're MSNBC.
Yeah, but
and when
that's-
you don't,
oh,
you're just
that's-
Fox, right?
No, that's just
But that's what it's become.
That's
it's
what
what it's become. But
That's how
it's
it's
not.
spun.
Really, you should just. I know. I'm an idealist when it
You're
comes
being
to
too optimistic.
Yes, I'm an idealist when it comes to politics. I would rather. One of my biggest pet peeves is when a politician is asked something, and there is an answer, but they don't give the answer.
They give the
don't-
answer to something else.
They immediately spin it somewhere else, and it's like you didn't answer anything.
Yeah.
Why? So then, what I'm saying is, why not follow? And the press will never follow up. When you didn't answer my question, that's what I want. Follow up when someone doesn't answer a question. Like Baltar's going to spin everything. He's going to.
Oh yeah, he's good at it too. Yeah.
But I want someone to follow up and say, that's not what I asked. What I asked is a pointed question I need an answer to.
Well, with Baltar,
And if you're not willing to give me an answer, say I'm not willing to give you an answer, or I'm just going to assume that you.
Well, with Baltar, one of the advantages he has no political history, like none. So
Yeah, we've heard this before.
Yeah, he can answer any question any way he wants, and it'd be new and fresh, and people just go, okay.
Yeah, I know we've done this before.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like he should be easy to run against.
it seems like if you're clever enough, you should be able to expose him.
Yes.
But has anybody shown that on the show yet?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think maybe that's part of what we're realizing here is how far ahead in the game Baltar is playing versus everyone else.
Yes.
He has so much more information than everyone else, and he's like duping them left and right.
Yeah, and plus he has the thing in his head telling him, no, turn left when he's trying to turn right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. This voice in his head, this angel of God, right? She calls herself. So a couple production notes on this one. Garner's death scene, meanwhile, was intended from the start to be reliant on low-tech solutions. This was a specific request by Ronald D. Moore because he disliked the reliance of technobabble that was used on Star Trek and Deep Space and Next Generation and Deep Space Nine. So, which makes a lot of sense. He basically takes a wrench and beats down.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Also, the episode's B plot was pitched during season 1 but was left unwritten. Moore went back to the pitch for season 2 to show Rosalind's slow movement towards authoritarianism and subvert her original role as Dove to Adama's hawk. This also became the impetus of Baltar's bid for the presidency. So I thought that I like that, knowing that this season has been Rosalind moving more towards authoritarianism, and you've seen that with a lot of her decisions. But the thing is, like, you understand her decisions. That's what sucks about it.
But for most of the season, she thought she was dying, so she could. Again, I've made this point before. She could make these authoritarian decisions like unilaterally, just like, and she's under the assumption that she's not going to have to deal with the repercussions of these.
But, a couple episodes ago, she was totally fine with them aborting the baby. But she doesn't view her as a person.
Well, yeah, she wanted that baby. She wanted it aborted.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And like she's like, I've always been in favor of a woman's right to choose. But then again,
she was also dying,
view
though.
Sharon as a woman.
She was also dying.
But she also viewed the baby as evil.
She was dying, but when you have ideals like she had, that doesn't change things. You hold those ideals till the bitter end. I just think she does not view Sharon as a human, so therefore the rules don't apply.
I think shit changes when you die, when you start to die.
I think you're wrong.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
So
I'm just making that up.
Counterpoint.
I'm right.
Counterpoint. How many people who aren't necessarily religious
become religious?
Religious once they start dying? You start hedging your bets, really.
How many people, when they get sick, start blaming God? Like terminal sick. a lot that are atheist.
Oh, you can't blame if you're atheist or agnostic or you don't believe you're
But
not
to
a
your point,
non-believer.
how many people on their deathbed find religion? It's the same thing.
Right.
I'm just trying to prove your point, Joe. I'm trying to be supportive.
No, I'm agreeing with you. On
Jesus.
Rosalind's deathbed, she found abortion. Happens to the best of us.
Downloaded. You ready for downloaded?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Moving on to downloaded. So we're primarily on Caprica here, and we're following. We go back in time and we see Sharon Boomer, Space Boomer. We follow Space Boomer basically from her time of shooting the commander to being re-downloaded into a new body. And then we also see the same thing with number 6. Caprica 6 is what she's known as, where we see her die and then be downloaded into a new body. So basically we have a situation where Caprica 6 wakes up and right away she starts having visions of Gaius now in her head, but it's a very different Gaius. It's like kind of a
Sensible?
sensible, yeah, like confident, like cool, collected Gaius. And she's seeing him in her head, but she's not telling anyone. And
Why isn't he wearing the dress?
I know, right? And then you have basically number 3, who's Lucy Lawless, orders Caprica 6 to help Space Boomer because Space Boomer won't leave her apartment. She still thinks she's a human and blah, 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 blah. So Space Boomer goes to help her, and when she goes to help Space Boomer, and Space Boomer reveals that Gaius is still alive, which number 6 is like, I love him. And then they realize as they're talking more and more that this was intentional, like that number 3 wants to box basically both of them. She wants to get rid of both.
What's in the box?
She views them as a threat because they're celebrities, and in the culture of Cylons, you can't have that. It's we all work together. No one is better than anyone else, and they don't want any celebrities. So they're all in the walking upstairs, basically trying to figure out how they're going to deal with this. Meanwhile, Anders is alive, and he decides to bomb these Cylons because he knows he can't kill them, but he can piss them off because they feel death. They know what it's like to die. So he bombs them, and after he bombs them, they're all stuck in the garage together, the 3 Cylons, and then Anders. And Lucy Lawless, number 3, is about to kill him, and they're like, don't kill him, we want to keep him alive. And they're basically all arguing back and forth. And basically it ends with them killing number 3, saying she's going to download soon. We don't have a lot of time to go try to change the Cylons, convince them differently, because number 3 is like, humans are violent and warring and kill, and they're like, we genocided them. This is kind of like, we're no better, which is what you two have been arguing all along, and the Cylons haven't been able to recognize this, but these two do. So then they escape, and then they let Anders go as well. Was there any meanwhile? Oh yeah, meanwhile on Galactica, Caprica Boomer gives birth. And they're like, she can't keep this baby. So they basically set it up where they made her believe that the baby died, and then they gave the baby to another woman, which was really well, like pretty genius, right?
Yeah.
So Sharon is like, I'm just going to call her Sharon instead of Space Boomer or Caprica Boomer. So Sharon has kind of lost it. She's upset. And that's basically the end. And number 6 goes in the head of Gaius, and she says, God's vengeance on the entire human race is coming for that monstrous, unforgivable sin of letting that baby die. Because she thinks the baby's dead. Because they hid it from Gaius. Yeah. Because they don't trust him.
The first smart move they've done.
Yeah. So who?
Finally.
Adama knows, Coddle knows, Rosalind knows, and that's it.
Well, does New Billy know?
Oh, Billy.
Tori? I'm assuming Tori knows.
I assume New Billy knows as well. That's just going to be her name.
Yeah, New Billy. I like that. So there we go. We got this episode.
Oh, Joe started with a sigh.
It was all right.
It was all right?
Yeah. I mean that's my summation. It was all right.
It's all right.
I like more of the focus on the Cylon infighting now, because we've been led to believe that they're united and all in one.
I did like that aspect.
And then that Sharon Boomer's been the only one who's having issues. Now it turns out that Caprica 6 is now having issues too.
Because it's been almost 2 full seasons and the miniseries, and we really haven't seen a lot of the interworkings of the Cylons.
Yeah, we're going to start to get more of that. We're
Are we?
Because we've seen individual ones, and we've seen them interact with the humans,
but never with each other.
never
really.
re-
Yeah. Except
here-
for their
here and there.
maniacal
right here
plotting,
and there.
yeah.
When they're plotting, we don't
Yeah.
really get to see a lot of scenes and a lot of relationship development between them.
Yeah. No.
So I will say that this was a good insight into that.
Yeah.
Where it's just not the boomer model that's questioning what they're doing.
Right.
I mean, it's right, and it's not just Boomer. It's I don't know. I'm interested in more of the interpolitics and the interworkings of the Cylons.
Well, right, and it's interesting because they've showed them to all be united, and then here you have 3 plotting against them.
Mhm.
Right, this whole time she wants to box them. And an interesting note that I just pulled up. It says in the miniseries, Leoben claimed to Adama that Cylons are superior to primitive humans who are only one step above beating each other to death with clubs. Ironically, Caprica 6 savagely beats number 3 to death primitively with a rock.
Yeah.
Which is incredible. For as much as they want to say they're not humans and they want to say they're advanced, they do the same crap.
Right?
They're just
Well,
as-
we've seen that over and over throughout the series.
We've seen they're hypocrites from the get-go.
So it's not surprising. We just saw it last episode. Baltar pointed it out
Yeah.
that the humans and Cylons are basically doing a lot of the same things.
Yeah.
And if Baltar's a voice of reason,
I know. Oof. You've lost your way if he's
Yes, sir.
If you need Baltar to kind of get you back on track.
Yeah.
What are you reading?
I'm reading analysis of some of the notes from the episode that I want to share a little bit later.
okay.
You don't want to share with the class now?
I can share with the class right now. Cylon society
Read
on
your note.
Caprica appears to consist mostly of mimicking human behavior. Clothing, apartments, cafes, parks for relaxation. In essence, the Cylons are merely trying to be what they have just exterminated, which is really true. Like they go to Caprica, they replant the trees, they've rebuilt society, and they are doing exactly the same. Which I did enjoy those scenes as they're walking, and it's like you can see like 10 of them in the background just going about life. It was
Cylons are basically like, look at me. Look at me.
Uh-huh.
I'm the human now.
Yeah.
I'm the human now. But it's so funny. They're spending all this time trying to eliminate something that they view as inferior just to do exactly what they're
They
doing.
hate us because they want to be us.
hate
Yeah,
us
they
'cause
hate
they
us because
wanna
they
be
ain't us,
us.
baby.
Yeah.
They hate us because they ain't us.
They hate us because they hate us.
Did you say?
They hate us because they ain't us.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like, Nick.
'Cause they-
What is there to talk about?
I don't know.
I like their
The baby thing we could
The
talk
baby
about.
thing. Yeah.
I like the resurrection process though too.
the bathtub. The
bathtub
like,
where they
the
wake
gel
up and they're
tub.
all around him like it's okay because
Was
like a glow
Was
tub.
that on the resurrection ship?
no. Well, so Resurrection Ship was following them around, right?
Right.
Because they needed to be closer to the original Cylon homeworld to
Right.
resurrect. I think they're close enough to the. Well, this all happened before the
That happened
Resurrection
before.
Ship was blown.
Yeah, because
I guess it was what was it? 6 months? No.
yeah. So
Yeah.
you're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
you're
6
right.
months
This
or
all
9
happened-
months or something like.
Yeah. So I mean, it might have been on the Resurrection Ship.
Wait.
It might have been elsewhere.
Wait, because they.
Caprica 6 was not on the Resurrection Ship. She was closer because
Yeah,
she
she was
died on
earlier.
Caprica.
But Boomer
this-
died before they blew up the
Yes, because Boomer died at the end of season 1 or
the beginning of season 2.
beginning of season
Yep.
2. Yeah, before they found the Pegasus.
That's
and
right.
That's when they
Okay.
destroyed.
I'm
the
trying to get my
Resurrection
time
Ship.
frames right.
Yeah, yeah. But I like their resurrection process, how they're all standing around, and
And they say it's painful, which the confusion of it all and accepting it
well,
all.
you just died, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like so, you're probably feeling that pain of dying in that moment.
So when they download, do they download everything up to the last moment?
Yeah,
Which is probably where the pain comes
which
from.
is where Anders is like, let's make them suffer because then they die and they'll remember.
I wonder if they took that procedure, that idea from the Wayun type of thing, where
Yeah,
immediately
yeah.
they die and you get another clone.
Taking its place
Yeah.
almost immediately.
wonder if
you,
kind of
think, you think this happened with Wayun? He had to go through the glow tub?
Well, it's if you think about it, that's what they say. It was when I can't think of the species right now. Why can't I think of
The
species?
Vorta?
The Vorta died. They just go in. Another one's brought out.
But it's not. Aren't they all functioning at the same time?
All the Wayuns?
All the Wayuns?
No, it's like when one
No.
dies, another one. another one's.
So
Yeah.
it's the memories are downloaded
Yeah.
into it. Okay,
So I wonder if it's the kind of like
maybe
the thing they couldn't show on DS9 that they're showing on this.
now that they can get away with thoughts of Ron Moore that he was able to expand
Yeah.
upon.
I think we've seen this in his writing on Battlestar Galactica, that he's sort of fleshed out some ideas or similar ideas that we've seen on DS9,
Yeah,
and in a little bit more detail, in a little bit, I don't know,
more intricate.
more intricate. Yeah, that's a good word for it.
mm-hmm.
Where he couldn't either, he didn't have the time, or they wouldn't allow him to do it.
That's probably a lot of that.
Well, not explicitly known in this episode, Admiral Adama was kept in the dark about Rosalind's decision to fake Hera's death. Only 3 people know: the President, Tori, and Doc Cottle.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Doc Cottle's slowly becoming one of my favorite characters.
Slowly, he's always
He's
been one of my
awesome.
Doc
favorites.
Cottle's incredible, man. He just calls it like it is all
Yeah.
the time. I
When
love
you're
it.
the only doctor, you
have the power.
you got
man.
the power. You do.
You
He
say-
should have his own security detail to make sure he's okay.
I want a spin-off for Doc
I was about to
Cottle.
say, if they're gonna do an expanded universe, I was the
Battlestar
only one,
Galactica, Cottle.
I would only
Yes.
sign off on Doc Cottle.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
I was just thinking, what about a Baltar spinoff? Ugh.
Oh my God, no. Enough.
All right, so what were you... I'm sorry, I had to interrupt for that, but you were talking about, before that,
The decision to hide the baby.
I thought that was well done.
think it's smart if they're really that concerned about the baby, but man, they better keep an eye on that thing.
Well, that's my
Yeah.
thinking, too. Like, this is a Cylon hybrid, so you don't know... Is there code in this thing? Is this thing going to snap and kill its...
Right. So what's this? Yeah. What's the
Because the woman...
scenario of keeping an eye on this baby?
Yeah, how do you do this? Because this woman you gave this child to has no clue.
There may be a spy
Right.
there. You know how you put
Maybe, yeah,
someone
put-
next to her quarters that just kind of hangs out.
Yeah, exactly.
I like Doc Cottle's breakdown. He's like, for as much problem as you go through to replicate us, you didn't fix the plumbing.
Oh, that was a great scene as well. Yeah, I dug that one.
So I kind of dig that what they did. They didn't want to kill the baby necessarily now,
Yeah.
but let's hide it and make everybody else think it's dead.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't realize that Lee didn't, or sorry,
Adama didn't know.
Adama didn't know, the old man.
Yeah, I didn't realize that either,
Neither.
actually.
I was just under the assumption he did. If a decision that big, you
Yeah.
would think.
You'd think he would be
It'd be
a
hard to
part of it.
hide it from him, and you would think.
Well,
Just-
especially because
Well, yeah.
the doctor
Just that mother coming
knows-
on the ship and going off the ship with a baby. You would think there's some kind
So
of
what's the thought process of hiding it from Adama then?
I don't know.
the
That's a
fewer
very...
people, the better.
I know, but
But Adama would have
you're-
supported this, I think.
I agree.
Don't you?
I agree, but
Or would he not? Did she intentionally not tell him because she knows he has a weakness for Sharon?
I think Adama is a little himself, not written this way, but himself is a little inconsistent with how he views Sharon right now.
Yeah.
So I think that the fewer minds on it, the better, is
So-
what the president's thinking.
Do you think she's trying to protect him?
Yeah, it might be less burden on him too.
But they just mended their relationship.
And now she's keeping
And
secrets
now,
from him
and
again.
didn't they even say like no more secrets or no more like no more division,
Yeah.
and they're going to be a more
Here
unified,
she goes.
more unified. But that was when she was dying,
Right. Exactly.
and she, oh yeah, you want to be friends now? Fine, I'll be dead in 3 months.
Group
so
hug.
yeah, we'll be friends. It's all water under the bridge. I'll be dead tomorrow. Like who? Again, I don't think I was far off
yeah.
with. I don't think she was as. I don't think the character was as flippant as I was making it.
Right.
But I do think that there was in the writers' room. I think there was some ideas being. There had to have been like discussion about. Well, she's not going to have to. If she's dying, she's not going to have to atone for any of these decisions.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's alive, and we've kind of seen her change her tune on a lot of things. At least 2 big things, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Last week it was the playing politics and going back on her word, and this week it's now we have secrets from Adama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think cancer. I don't think when she had cancer she would be doing those. I don't know.
Yeah. I get it.
They just made up. Like, why are we? And if, like you said, the fewer people, the better. I would think if you're gonna have, I think Adama is one of the few.
I would agree with you.
It's
I
his,
do.
It's his ship. He should be aware of everything that's happening.
Yeah,
Even if you're going to keep it to a few, it should be Adama and maybe one or two other people.
Yeah,
but Adama should always be in there.
Yeah, I don't like him being kept out of this decision.
It's a bad look.
It is.
This is like Baltar. Like, they had justification doing it in the moment, right?
Yeah.
And Baltar usually has justification making his mistakes in the moment.
Yeah.
But the further you get from that moment without course correcting or saying, the further they get from making the decision to fake kill the baby and keep Adama out of it, and they don't say anything, they don't bring him in the loop, say, okay, Adama, here's the deal. We did this, this, and this for these reasons. We have the baby over here. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
The longer they go without doing that, the worse it looks.
How much of this plays into the fact that she no longer has Billy? Because Billy
think
wasn't
Billy's
a politician.
You think
right?
that he was
His
more
voice
his
reason?
moral compass?
Yeah, where Tori was a politician. She
Yeah.
knows how to play the game.
Right.
And Billy was like this kid who would have
Billy
been
the
like,
kid?
yeah. And he would have said, you got to tell Billy. You got to tell him.
Senior Billy.
Senior Billy.
I think Billy was I think it was a good yin to her yang.
Yeah.
I think they were very good for one another.
I mean, he was the one who's like, I'm done with you if you're going to disobey Adama. Like, I don't want any part in a mutiny. I don't want any part in what you're wanting to do. So I think he would have pushed her and said, no, you're going to tell the president. Or you should tell him.
Right.
You should tell the Admiral. Admiral Adama.
I mean, imagine keeping a secret from an admiral like that.
Yeah, you're number one kind of guy you're supposed to rely on.
Yeah, the man you trust the most.
And if you're gonna have the secret, you better have a plan, because if Adama finds out,
So mad.
so mad, you're gonna be in a fight. It's not gonna be good.
nope.
No, it's not. It's not.
All right, well,
Yep.
that was it.
All right, there we go. Those are our episodes. Can't think of anything else. There's not a lot of production notes related to this episode that I found. Let me see.
It's good radio.
I know.
It's good radio.
Where's the Jeopardy? Do do.
I know.
Yeah, I got nothing. They named the baby though. Hera.
Rosalind.
Hera was the name.
Hera.
Yeah. What does Hera mean though? I'm curious what Hera
Hera's
means.
a casino.
Hera in ancient Greek is the goddess of marriage, women, and family, and the protector of women during childbirth. Hera.
That's ironic.
Don't you think?
Isn't it ironic? All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the ratings board, shall we? After last week, we had some downers. Are we going to continue the downward stroke?
Spiral.
Let's start with the captain's hand. Rob, why don't you go first this week?
Do me a favor. What were my last two rankings?
No, I'm not telling you.
3.5 and
2 and
6.9.
6.
2 and 6. So, Captain's Hand. 5.5.
5.5.
What?
Gosh, man, you are not digging this run.
I feel like you're just. Why don't we just? I feel it would be better if we just put half point increments on a piece of paper, 0 to 10, mix it up in a hat, and you just pick one out every week. I can't get a reading on here. I thought this was a good episode.
I thought this was a really good episode.
Lots to talk about. Lots of good plot points, setting things up.
Ask big questions here.
I'm going to do that next week. You're just going to pull it out. 2.3, 2.5.
Joe, what do you give it?
5. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
That would be fitting, though.
That would be fantastic.
I'd probably give this an 8.0.
Jesus.
Really? I had put down, just as a guess, I put down 7.5 for you.
It's somewhere between 7.5 and 7.5. Again, seems a little low. I like this episode. I really like the decisions. I like the plot points.
Oh, yeah.
I liked how it ended.
Yeah. I agree. I give it an 8 as well. Actually, I thought this. Rob's just not getting something that we're getting.
Do you need a tutor? Do we need a Battlestar Galactica tutor for you?
We might have.
Do we need to have someone watch it with you?
I'm
and
missing
sort of-
something.
I know.
Well, let's find out. Downloaded. Joe? How about you go first this time?
Downloaded. I'll give a 6.
6. I was a 6.5.
That was a 5.5. I like them just the same.
Yeah, I would somewhere between 5.5 and 6.
So
But our discussion about what the implications are of hiding it from Adama
Yeah.
bumped it to a 6 because I think that could be a thing.
Downloaded is a fairly IMDb average is a fairly high episode for the show.
I debated a rating higher than the last one because there are things I liked about it more.
Yeah. But yeah. So overall for this season, my season average is a 7 on the dot. Rob, you're 6'11", and Joe, you're 7'06".
God, I wish I was 6'11".
So there you go. Our average so far for this season.
Being 6'11" would be a pain in the ass.
Being 6'4" is a pain in the ass.
I mean, I'd rather be 6'4" than 6'11".
No, I take 6'11".
Why?
Because I wouldn't be the short one in my family anymore.
I know, but 6'11", that's just too much. It's too.
That's not what she said.
It's just. I don't know.
6'6"? Can I do 6'6"?
I think 6'6" is okay.
I think 2 more inches would be good.
Nick?
I think 3 is more than enough. Honestly.
So you wouldn't take 2 more?
I wouldn't take 2 more. I'm sticking at 3.
Okay.
3 is greater than.
3 is greater than 6?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's some interesting math.
So next week we have our finale to do. We have Lay Down Your Burdens Part 1 and Part 2.
Hell yeah. Part 1 and 2, same name.
Yeah, Part 2. I'm excited about this. The second season finale is one of my favorite season finales of all time of the
Spoiler.
show.
Yes. Now you're setting expectations. Now we got a 4 in our hands.
See?
Thanks.
Well, I mean, you basically crapped on my show.
I have not crapped on your show.
You've crapped on it this season.
I have not. I crapped on one episode.
Yeah.
Well, this
Scar.
one?
Yeah.
Scar. He gave Scar a 2.
Scar was garbage.
It wasn't garbage.
What'd I give
Garbage.
it?
It was pretty garbage.
You gave it a 3.
Yeah.
It was slightly better than Second Sight from DS9.
You gave Scar a worse rating than Black Market. Black Market was way worse than
No,
Scar.
it wasn't. Scar, I was so pissed off watching Scar. It was
Because
so.
it wasn't Top Gun.
Huh?
Because it wasn't Top Gun. You have a
No,
bias.
that was the only reason it got a 3. Otherwise, it would have got a 1. I said this last week. Do you not listen to our episodes?
No, I
No,
don't.
he actually doesn't.
I don't pay attention. Anyway, so it's funny because I'm looking at the chart with the the graph on it, and Rob, you've really trended down since Epiphanies here. Rob's the red.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're the blue, so you're kind of right there with him.
Well, no, because that's just that episode right there is Scar, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's where you bottomed out with Scar.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
You've never looked at line graphs either.
I don't know how line graphs work.
Reading's fundamental.
I'm doing my best.
You both rated this a 2 and a 3, but for some reason the graph goes down at this point over here.
I don't
get it.
understand how that
Doesn't-
works. How does that work? But so I'm curious what you're going to rate on these, and then after that would be where we watch the. So the reason why we couldn't watch Battlestar Galactica Razor was because it starts with Lee in command of the Pegasus, and so that's why it fits in after the captain's hand.
Isn't Ro in this? In that Razor?
Huh?
Isn't Ro in Razor?
Yeah, because it goes back and forth.
Oh, okay.
In certain times. But it starts off with Lee in command of the Pegasus. So that's why it fits in chronologically right after Captain's Hand that you could watch it.
Okay.
But then I just decided, well, we only have another week really to do it. So after Lay Down Your Burdens Part 2, the next week will be Razor, and then we'll go back into season 3. So we're almost halfway through.
Whew, all right.
We're halfway through, gentlemen.
If you want to listen to our Picard review for Vox, you can go to YouTube. It'll be up there sometime today, which is actually Saturday.
Yeah, we're going
But
to.
you're listening to this on Monday. So 2 days ago, we time traveled, recorded it.
Yeah, we tried time travel back to Saturday, recorded it, threw it up, And now we're back here.
Yeah, we got a couple things we're going to work on. We're going to work on our Picard YouTube that you have already seen by now, but there's going to be a Patreon
No, they
exclusive, which will be already up by the time you hear this.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
you got to join Patreon, PPs. Make it happen. Well, the PPs are already joined
You
up.
have to play with our other PPs.
You got to play with our PPs, which are our Patreon people. So join our Patreon people. We got different tiers for that. You can check those out. But you can follow us at Cardassians Pod as well, where you'll get bi-monthly tweets from...
I'm not a modest guy, but when you say peepees, it rubs me the wrong way.
I love it. I love it. So, and also go to Instagram at keeping_up_Cardassians.
And there's a YouTube.
And YouTube as well.
And
you know
Patreon?
what it throws me off about the keeping up Cardassians is you go keeping under
Up.
under. And that throws me off each time.
Well, they wouldn't let us do it as one word.
I know.
Instagram is weird like that.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
Instagram, they're weird with the usernames.
Oh, our phone number.
734-494-0980. Don't listen to anything Nick says. He
doesn't pay attention.
I don't.
Call us. Comment. Actually, comment on our video, our podcast. Help us out there. Support it.
Yep.
We'd appreciate it.
I actually think we got a little bit of listener feedback
We did?
this week.
Okay, well, the song's over. Bye!